Krishna, Hari 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 Rama Rama, Hari Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari 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 Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari 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 Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari 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 Rama, Hari Rama. Good morning, everybody. Hello there, Amy and Johans and whoever else. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Time to put Krishna again a little bit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Good morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Yeah. Please hear another wonderful pastime of Lord Gauranga. Anyone who hears this pastime will attain a great spiritual love. Walking on the path with his associates, Lord Gaura tasted the nectar of talking about Lord Krishna. His limbs trembled in ecstasy. Walking along the path with his associates, Lord Gaura tasted the nectar of talking about Lord Krishna. His limbs trembled in ecstasy. On that path, a leper came and humbly placed some words before Lord Gaura's feet. Falling to the ground, he offered respectful obeisances, and very agitated and distressed, he humbly said, Lord, everyone says you are Lord Janardana. You are eternal. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are the Master of the great demigods and the friend of everyone in all the three worlds. O Master, O Ocean of Mercy, please deliver me. Hearing that you are the purifier of the fallen, I have come to you. Please deliver me. O Son of Sachi, O Master of the poor and helpless, O Lord Gauranga, O Lord Gopal, please deliver me. In all the three worlds, no one is more sinful than me. Please deliver me from this unbearable leprosy. Hearing these words, Lord Gaura became angry at heart. With angry eyes, he stared at the leper. The Lord said, Listen, O wicked sinner, wretched like a pile of ashes. Why do you blaspheme a Vaishnava? Every living entity in this world of birth and death is my friend. But anyone who hates a Vaishnava is my enemy. When someone insults me, I am not unhappy. But when someone insults Srivas Pandit, how can I remain peaceful and happy? You spoke insulting words to him. Even after 100 births, you will not be free of your offense. I will not deliver anyone who has offended a Vaishnava. Now you may see only the outside of my body. Now you may see only the outside of my body. But inside my heart, the Vaishnavas are my life breath. Of this there is no doubt. If someone hates me, but serves the Vaishnavas, then I will deliver him. I will kill all his sufferings. If someone hates me, but serves the Vaishnava, then I will deliver him. I will kill all his sufferings. But if some fool attacks a Vaishnava, then I will throw that fool into hell, and I will not give him shelter. You are a wretched, wicked sinner. How long will you suffer in hell? Your sufferings will never end. Hearing these words, the leper fell to the ground and wept. He wept with anguish. He could not restrain himself. The leper said, In the other avatars, you are merciful to your devotees, but in Kali Yuga, in the house after house, everyone is a wretched and a sinner. If you will kill anyone who does not worship you, then why should you be known as Patita Pavana, the purifier of the fallen? Glory to you, O Lord, hear the name. O Lord, who hear the name Vishvambara, who gave auspiciousness to everyone. Glory to you, O mighty armed Lord, who established the true religion. You build the bridge of the true religion. By walking on that bridge, the people will cross the ocean of repeated birth and death. You build the bridge of true religion. By walking on that bridge, people will cross the ocean of repeated birth and death. Lord, O Son of Sachi, please do not reject me. If there is any mercy in your heart, then please be merciful to me. Still, I know you are not independent. You are the servant of the Vaishnavas. After hearing these words, Lord Gaura went to Srivasa's house. Sitting down, he told everything. He said, on the path, I saw a leper. For many births, he will suffer the results of his offense, because he offended you. His body is melting with leprosy. I saw him, but I did not deliver him. Please deliver me, the leper called out. How can I deliver you? You are an offender, I told him. Of course, if you wish to give mercy to him, then by your mercy you can deliver that sinner. Hearing Lord Gaura's description of his activities, Srivas smiled and said, you speak of me in this way, but actually I am very low and fallen. On my wish, please deliver this sinner. Please end any offense he has committed to me. Please be merciful to him and end his sufferings. Hearing these words, Lord Gaura said, Hari, becoming merciful, the Lord Gaura delivered that person from the disease of leprosy. At that moment, on the Ganga's bank, the leper attained the topmost medicine, the medicine of Srivasa's mercy. At that moment, he attained a splendid spiritual body, overcome with ecstatic love. And shouting Gauranga, he ran. At that moment, he said, where is Lord Gaurachandra, the moon of my heart? He delivered me from the great blindness, from the disease of material life. At that moment, Lord Gaurachandra left Srivasa's house to find the leper and deliver him from his leprosy. The Lord met the leper on the path. The leper fell to the ground before the Lord's feet. Picking him up and embracing him, the Lord gave that soul the rare gift of ecstatic spiritual love. Love that even the demigods Brahma find difficult to attain. That soul laughed, he wept, he danced, he sang, and he rolled on the ground. Calling out Krishna, the holder of the club, is my friend. He danced. Seeing this, all the devotees became joyful. Seeing all this, all of Nadia was filled with wonder. Please hear of Lord Vishvambara's pastimes. Anyone who hears them quickly attains loving devotional service, prema bhakti. Overcome with bliss, Lochan Das hears Lord Gaura's wonderful pastimes in Nadia. Happened here? That's a good pastime. Yeah. The next day, that Brahmana. Oh, wait a second. On another day, as Lord Gaura enjoyed pastimes of dancing, a Brahmana came to his door. The Brahmana who then yearned to see Lord Gaurachandra dance. That Brahmana waited at the door, but he could not enter. Unable to see the Lord, he became unhappy. Uh, unhappy, the Brahmana returned to his home. Meanwhile, Lord Gore joyfully danced. He did not know what had happened. The next day, that Brahmana unexpectedly met Lord Gora, and as the Lord was bathing in the Ganges. The Lord Gora was bathing in the Ganga. The Brahmana, his body trembling, with angry eyes, he stared at the Lord. Staring at the Lord, he angrily said, I went to your house. I wanted to see you. I wanted to see you dance, but a most sinful Brahmana forbade me. As I am not allowed to enter, had to stay outside the door, so you also have to stay outside the world of household life. Speaking these words, that Brahmana angrily broke his sacred thread. He was wild with anger. He was not peaceful. I cannot bear to be left outside the door. I gave you this curse. You will stay outside the door of household life. Hearing these words, Lord Gora became happy at heart. He said, This curse is a great boon for me. In this way, Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted the curse. Hearing this, the Brahmana became afraid at heart. He said, What did I just do? Oh Lord, you made me speak those words. You are all pervading. You are the super soul present in everyone's heart. You are the super soul present in everyone's heart. You know. Okay. You are the super soul present in everyone's heart. You will deliver the false philosophers. Accepting sannyas, you will give them the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. People will call you sannyasi and guru. They will humbly, people will call you sannyasi and guru, humbly bow down before you. Then you will give them the gift of ecstatic spiritual love. O Lord Gorahari, O crest jewel of the philosophers, you will break open the treasure house of ecstatic spiritual love, and you will freely distribute its contents. You have vowed to plunge the whole universe in ecstatic spiritual love. Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, God, just spiritual love, ecstatic sponge your world, give the gift, ecstatic spiritual love, spiritual love. My God, it's like a broken record. That's our mission, man. So amazing, huh? What an amazing mission, man. Distribute, yeah, create the bridge. The bridge. Deliver all the false philosophers. It's all false. Everything but this is false. Can you imagine? I mean, how unbelievable. Everything but this is false. Yeah. Everything else is like impotent and ridiculous to even follow, except to accept the path of ecstatic love. Yeah. The ones, the witnesses here, you guys are showing the world, hey man, this is what's happening. Accept the gift. Uh, O Lord Gorahari, O crest jewel of the philosophers, you will break open the treasure house of ecstatic spiritual love, and you will freely distribute its contents. You have vowed to plunge the whole world in ecstatic spiritual love. What pious or sinful person will you not deliver? Only I will be cheated of that love. Only I will remain unwounded by that arrow of ecstatic spiritual love. O purifier of the fallen, what will become of me? Hearing these words, Lord Gora said, Your words were not a curse. They're a blessing for me. You have fulfilled my desire. You need not fear. Hearing this, the Brahmana fell down to the Lord's feet. Picking him up, Lord Gaur embraced him. Embraced by the Lord, the Brahmana was overcome with ecstatic spiritual love. He trembled with ecstatic love for the Lord Krishna. Mm. Lord Gaur fulfilled the desire in that Brahman's heart. Lord Gaur gave him the gift of ecstatic spiritual love, for the demigod Brahma finds difficult to attain. In this way, Lord Gaur Chandra enjoyed wonderful pastimes, pastimes the wicked-hearted have no power to understand. When he spoke these words, Lord Mahaprabhu became very joyful at heart. Lochan Das thus happily sings the glories of Lord Gaur. Glory, glory to the moon of Lord Gauranga, a moon that in Kali Yuga has risen in the land of Nadia. Glory, glory to the moon of Lord Gauranga, a moon that in Kali Yuga has risen in the land of Nadia. Please hear this story of Lord Gaur's pastimes. The three worlds are filled with the glories of Lord Gaur. Please hear this story of Lord Gauranga's pastimes, Gaurachandra's pastimes. Now I will tell another story. Please hear a very wonderful story of the Lord's very wonderful eternal pastimes in Nadia. With a happy heart, Lord Gaur sat in his own home, surrounded on four sides with his associates. Suddenly a sound came from the sky. Give me honey, declared a voice like thundering rain cloud. At that moment, Lord Gaur manifested the form of Lord Balaram. His form was like a white mountain peak. His garment was blue. His feet were graceful. His eyes were like lotus flowers. Gazing at his wonderful form, everyone was delighted. The Supreme Lord, who gives everyone the gift of ecstatic spiritual love, then himself enjoyed many pastimes of ecstatic love. Filled with ecstatic love, the glorious Lord danced. Accompanied by his personal associates, Lord Gaur sang the holy names of Lord Hari. In this way, he went to the home of Advaita Murari. Stuttering, give me honey wine, Lord Gaur loudly and loudly laughed. He had become like a king of small boys. Holding out his hands, he said, give me honey wine, give. In his hands, the devotees placed a cup filled with water. Thinking it honey wine, Lord Gaur raised the cup and drank and hiccuped. Intoxicated with spiritual love, Lord Gaur trembled and danced. Again he danced, again he drank and hiccuped. One moment he fell, the next moment he stood up, the next moment he laughed. The next moment he placed the liquid to his lips. The next moment he loudly sang and loudly laughed. Seeing this, all the devotees offered prayers. Calling out Haladara, someone grasped the Lord Gaur's feet. Then, enjoying the pastimes of Lord Balaram, Lord Gaur spoke peerless words, sweet like nectar. I am not Sri Krishna, he cheerfully announced. Therefore, you may bring me more of this wonderful nectar honey wine. A certain Brahmana was standing there, saying, you are a fool. With a finger, the Lord pushed him. Oh, a certain Brahmana was standing there, saying, you are a fool. With a finger, the Lord pushed him. Pushed by the Lord's finger, the Brahmana fell far away. Pushed by the Lord, the Brahmana felt ashamed. From morning to evening, Lord Gaur enjoyed pastimes as Lord Balaram. Decorating his head with lotus flower of Narhari's feet, Lochan Das sings this song glorifying Lord Gore's glories. Now please hear the wonderful pastimes of another day, wrapped in the ecstasy of Balaram. Lord Gore danced. Lord Gore then suddenly, wrapped in ecstasy, remembered Lord Balaram. His eyes became reddened. He rolled on the ground. His hair became disheveled, and saliva flowed from his mouth. Everyone became distraught. Seeing Gadadhar, Lord Gore regained his external consciousness. He spoke some garbled words. Gadadhar could grasp what he meant. Lord Gore said, I know you are my friend. You are as dear as my life to me. O jewel of the Brahmins, please hear. I am conquered by the love you bear for me. I am your master. You are my very life. That is why it is said that Gauranga is Gadadhar's property. Please listen carefully. What I feel is not beyond your understanding. Your body is my internal potency. Night and day you stay with me. You do not leave me for even a single sesame seed's worth of time, except for you who understands me. Please bring all the Vaishnavas who are my friends. I want to see them. Accepting the Lord's command, Gadadhar brought Advaita and all the devotees. When the devotees came, Lord Gore gazed at them. He was overcome with emotions. Tears filled his eyes. Advaita sweetly asked, Dear one, why have you called for us? Hearing these words, Lord Gore tried to speak, but he could not. His voice was choked with emotion. Overcome, Lord Gore spoke half words. He somehow said, I saw Balaram like a white mountain peak. He embraced me. He was adorned with golden ornaments, and he was splendid like the sun. He glistened with the splendor of many ornaments. Speaking and speaking in this way, in a vision, Lord Gore gazed at Lord Balaram, whose form was like a white mountain peak. Then Mahaprabhu said, Vishwambara Roy entered the ecstasy of being Lord Balaram. Again and again he sang and danced. The Vaishnavas were overcome with bliss. Everyone trembled with love for Lord Balaram. On every side, everyone was overcome with bliss. 2 days passed. Still, Lord Gore's ecstasy did not break. On the next day, Lord Gore was still dancing. On 4 sides, he surrounded by saintly devotees. His footsteps made the earth tremble, and his half-closed eyes were like the rising sun. And he spoke half words, like an intoxicated elephant, and he walked slowly. Finally, he was overcome with ecstatic love, and he no longer had any power to walk. Okay, you can take your microphones on, put them on, and we'll chant a little bit here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Ram Ram.
Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hari
Ram
Hari Hari
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram.
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna,
Hari
Hare Hare,
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hari Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram,
Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Hari Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare Hare Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna Hare Rama Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama
Hari
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
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 Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Hari Krishna Hari
Krishna
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Krishna Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Rama Hari Rama
Hare Rama Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama
Rama Rama Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Rama
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Rama Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama
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 Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari
Rama
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 Rama Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hari
Krishna
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 Hari Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama
Shri Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita
Itakatadara Sivas
Vasari Gora Bhaktivinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Sikisha Chitaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Sikisha
Chaitanya
Chitaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Sikisha
Shri
Chitaya
Krishna Chaitanya Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Sikisha
Krishna Chaitanya Shri 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 Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chitaya,
Shri
Sikisha
Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Sikisha Chitaya,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Shri
Krishna Hare
Chitaya,
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare Rama
Chaitanya
Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna
Oh,
Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri
heaven.
Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jaya
Shri
Jaya
Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya.
Nityananda Jaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya.
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya.
Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare, Rama,
Shri
Hare Rama,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Rama,
Shri
Rama,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya.
Nityananda, Sri
Shri Krishna
Nityananda,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Radharani
Chaitanya.
Gaura,
Shri Krishna
Jai
Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda,
Shri Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya, Shri
Advaita,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Advaita, Yadvatara,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Shri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Rama,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Rama Rama
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Jai Shri
Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna, Krishna,
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Shri
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Divine
Krishna
Pandita,
Chaitanya,
Divine
Shri
Pandita,
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Divine
Krishna Chaitanya,
Pandita,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Divine Pandita,
Shri Krishna
Divine Pandita,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Anointed
Chaitanya,
Master,
Shri Krishna
Divine Pandita,
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
is my Anointed
Chaitanya,
Master,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Divine
Shri Krishna
Pandita,
Chaitanya,
is my Anointed
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Divine
Hare
Pandita,
Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Krishna,
Rama
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 Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Hari Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hari Hare Rama Hari Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hari
Rama, Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Hari
Hare Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Sri
Chaitanya
Krishna Chaitanya
Shri
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Rama
Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Shri Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Rama
Sri
Vishnu
Krishna Chaitanya
Shri
Sri Krishna Chaitanya 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 yeah. So who wants to read? Okay. What do you want to read us today there, Lalita?
I'd like to read from the Chaitanya Bhagavat. From where?
Perfect. Chaitanya Bhagavat.
I was reading from.
We'll both read. We'll get you both reading here. Okay, a little bit from you. Go ahead there, River.
I'm just looking where I left off. Okay, so I don't know. I'm going to start from Madhya Kanda chapter 26. I was reading from before. So I'm just going to start off from page 546 of the Madhya Kanda chapter 26.
546. Oh, I got the book here.
All glories to your lotus feet, my dear spiritual master, who has given me and placed me on this platform to share the pastimes of the Lord to all and anyone who will hear, to our spiritual family. All glories to you for giving me the greatest gift beyond all gifts that anyone could really, really want and ask for from their heart. Thank you very much. Okay. I'm just going to tell you what the name of the chapter is. Sri Chaitanya bestows mercy upon Suklumba and decides to take sannyas. I'm just a few pages in. I think one. Yes. The Lord, the blessed Lord said, my dear Suklumba, I have never tasted anything so delicious. So delicious in my life. The rice and all are so palatable that I find no words to no words to describe them. How did you cook like this to get such taste? Sri Chaitanya then cast a glance of mercy at Suklumba and said, we are eternally associated in the mellows of friendship. Friends such as you are the root from which I so beautiful. Friends as you are the root from which I grow, and the purpose of my advent. All the devotees present began to shed tears. As
The root of this growth of, this is the Lord, this ecstatic Lord is the devotee, the ecstatic devotees. That's the root from which this grows. There's no other root for it. Vaidhi that's why it says, Vaidhi, you can't attain ecstatic devotion through Vaidhi, very rare. Because the root is the actual devotee, that ecstatic potency.
Must grow. Oh, Maharaj.
What's the page you're on, Yamuna? Page?
I'm on 548, and I'm halfway down.
Okay.
It's true, though, what Maharaj says. The root, it has to grow. It has to grow seed through each and every one of us. And the mercy, the Lord comes through us as he grows through us. And it is given like that. Maharaj.
You are frozen, Guru Maharaj.
Let me just
You
chant.
look very peaceful, but frozen.
It's just so beautiful. This, what he's just said. Sri Chaitanya then cast a glance of mercy at Suklambar and said, "We are eternally associated in the mellows of friendship. Friends such as you, friends such as you are the root from which I grow and are the purpose of my advent." Oh, you're back, Maharaj.
Yeah.
You were saying.
Yeah, it's just the root is the ecstatic devotees. In so many angles, he always comes back to that. And you see that's why it works here. And for the Vaishnavas to understand, this is how the only way you're going to get this ecstatic potency. It's the root. You need to, when you want to grow some, you ever see those roots you stick in the ground and then they grow, they grow from the, and so there's no other root to this bhakti. Yeah. Yeah. And so anyway, we're just showing right before everybody, and the Lord commented on it, and established it in so many ways and all the time. That's why he came and brought his ecstatic devotees with him. They're the root from which this is growing. That's why we use their pastimes, because they are personified ecstatic potency. You notice everything is about ecstatic relations. He's not, Bhagavatam is nice, but the emphasis here is on ecstatic relations. So, yeah, go ahead.
All the devotees present began to shed tears of joy as they heard Lord shower his mercy upon Suklambar. In this way, the Lord relished his food and enjoyed the company of his devotees. Let the atheistic people, blinded with sinful activities, open their eyes and see how Suklambar was blessed by the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya. By the Supreme Lord. Sri Chaitanya is unapproachable. To those who are puffed up with wealth, learning, and followers, etc. The scriptures declare that the Supreme Lord is easily won over only by surrender in loving devotion. Finishing his meal, the Lord sat down in a relaxed manner, chewing on betel pan, and smiled gently. The devotees rushed to have the remnants from the plate, which the Lord had just left behind. The Lord's remnants are so rare that Shiva and Brahma would feel extremely blessed to receive them, and would carry the plate on their However, now such rare treasure was easily available to all devotees of the Lord. Such a wonderful pastime was taking place in the house of a beggar. In the house of a beggar. Such are the transcendental arrangements of the Lord. engaged everyone in discussing the transcendental topics of Krishna's pastimes for a while, and then lay to rest. The devotees following their Lord also lay down. One amongst the devotees of the Lord, Sri Vijaya Das, an exalted soul, had a wonderful vision. There were very few in Navadvip whose handwriting could compare in beauty with that of Vijaya. and he had copied many books for Sri Chaitanya. People simply knew him as Vijaya the artist. Vijaya the artist. But were unable to grasp his spiritual depth due to their lack of devotion. As they all lay down next to the Lord placed his hand gently on Vijaya's body, and Vijaya began to see marvelous sights. He saw the Lord's hand glistening like a golden pillar, long and graceful. The entire arm was covered in brilliant gems and jewelry. The fingers of the hand were bedecked with rings full of priceless gems. Which shone with the dazzle of 1,000 suns and moons. The marvelous radiance spread to the abode of Brahma, the highest planet of the material universe. Vijaya was overcome with joyous amazement. He opened his mood and was about to exclaim when suddenly he felt the Lord's hand covering his mouth. Covering his mouth. The Lord smilingly said, "As long as I am present in Navadvip, you should not speak about this to anyone." Right. Thank you. Hearing these words, Vijaya jumped up from his position with a roaring sound, awakening all the devotees. The devotees saw Vijaya in an excited state and tried to calm him down unsuccessfully. After a spell of excitement and temporary madness, that great soul fell down in a swoon of ecstasy. Seeing these symptoms, the devotees realized that Vijaya had a transcendental vision, and feeling great joy for him, began to weep tears of joy and share his ecstasy. The Lord inquired from everyone, "What has happened to Vijaya?" Quite suddenly, he has started making these thunderous sounds. I know he has a special sentiment for Mother Ganga, and being near to Mother Ganga must have affected him. Otherwise, it must be the presence of the deities in Suklambar's house. Or maybe he has seen Krishna here. Saying this, Sri Chaitanya placed his hand on Vijaya and brought him back to consciousness. The devotees were relieved and happy. Although Vijaya regained consciousness and was up, and was up and about. He remained silent, without response, like a stone. For 7 days, he roamed all over. He roamed all over Nadia, without food, sleep, or any bodily care. The mystified general public observed him, but did not know of his spiritual vision. Then after some days, Vijaya returned to his normal self, such a fraction of the extraordinary activities the Lord performed for Klumbara's house.
That reminds me of that vision I had, in the early 70s. It lasts just like that, long time, 24/7, no eat, no food, nothing. He's just in this just tremendous spiritual energy of love, and connection and communion. Unbelievable, It's like felt like it was never going to end. I thought. Powerful. Yeah. So, Lalita, you want to read a little bit now?
Okay, thank you.
Not yet? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope I will understand a little bit.
Okay.
But you will shine the light on the books and on the
Okay.
Shastra.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, glories to you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me read this. Who can enumerate the extent of Suklambara's fortune? The Lord he chose to sanctify Siklambara's house with the presence of himself and his intimate associates. He even ate food cooked by Suklambara. One who hears with faith these supramundane narrations of how the Lord graced Vijaya and Suklambara will develop unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Lord. This is the dear verdict of the scriptures. Every day, Chaitanya, accompanied by Nityananda, he visited the houses of different Vaishnavas and manifested his transcendental pastimes. Chaitanya was constantly steeped in ecstatic prevarasa and often manifested the mood and behavior of different incarnations. Matsya, Kurma, Nisrima, Nisrima, Varaha, Vamana, Raghunatha, Buddha, Kalki, Krishna, the Lord, as and when he desired, displayed all these moods, and sometimes a particular mood would suddenly manifest, but then the Lord would swiftly withdraw it. However, repeatedly, the mood of Balarama would appear in him and remain manifest as Haladhara, Balarama. Chaitanya would become very excited and agitated, chanting loudly, "Bring me wine! Bring me wine!" Bring me wine! Nityananda always understood the Lord's different moods, and he would immediately fetch a pot full of Ganga water. All these times, such was the volume of Sri Chaitanya's voice that the entire creation shook. When the Lord, when the Lord danced in this mood, it was as if Mother Earth would shatter to pieces, as all the trees, as all the three worlds swayed precariously. The devotees were frightened to see such violent dancing, but devotedly they sang songs glorifying, glorifying the pastimes of Balarama. These songs greatly pleased the Lord, bringing him to a state of supreme ecstasy. In this state, he moved about like a madman, walking and swaying like a drunk. Yet the beauty of his face was indescribable. One's eyes were never satiated from drinking the exquisiteness of his face. Of his face, and the more one looked, the more the desire to see his moon-like face increased. The Lord constantly called out, Nityananda, Nityananda. And during the short spells, when he would come out of his trance, he would say things like, "Oh, life, life ebbs out from me." And then, changing his mood, Chaitanya would say, "Oh Krishna, oh Krishna, oh Krishna, you are my father. You protected me. Balarama, my uncle, you educated me with a stick." The Lord was so overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy that it unnerved the devotees to see their Lord in such a trance. And they would cry out of fear. all the activities of the Lord were extraordinary. Sometimes he would feel such a mood of intense separation from Krishna that tears would flow in streams, and his wailing would pierce the heart of everyone. The Lord, as a devotee, was feeling separation from himself as the Supreme Lord. The gopis, the coward damsels of Vrindavan, feeling intense separation from Krishna, would lose their mind in his absence. When they saw the rising moon, they would mistake it for Krishna, for Krishna's glowing face. And almost die out of mixed emotions. Similarly, the ecstatic, devotional emotions of the gopis would possess Chaitanya, and he would rush. He would rush to his devotees, clinging to their necks and weep. Weep continuously. Sachimata was filled with consternation to see her son in such a state. How may a mere human describe the wonderful ecstatic prema exhibited by the Lord? Yet these displays of the highest order of devotional love were a daily occurrence with the Lord. One day, Sri Chaitanya he was immersed in the pastimes of the gopis of Vrindavan. He was incessantly chanting, "Gopi, Gopi, Gopi, Gopi." Along came a student schooler from somewhere, and without understanding Chaitanya's mood, he said, "Only my Pandita, why are you chanting Gopi, Gopi? You had better chant Krishna's name. What pious gain is there in chanting Gopi, Gopi? According to the Vedas, one's piety increases manifold by chanting Krishna's name. An ignorant man could never comprehend the Lord's spiritual state. The Lord responded by saying, Krishna, he is a plunderer who worships him. That ungrateful Krishna, he killed the innocent Valu, and although his winsome looks and strength has won so many women, he deliberately cut off a woman's nose. I'm sorry. Again, he begged everything from Bali Maharaj, leaving him with nothing, and then sends him down to hell. What will I gain chanting his name? Saying this, Sri Chaitanya picked up a stick and still immersed in ecstasy, he rushed towards the student menacingly. The startled student jumped up and he ran off with the Lord's clothes behind in hot pursuit. The student ran in fear of his life, not understanding not understanding the Lord's moods. The devotees, they ran after their Lord and catching up with him, brought him back and pacified him. The student, in the meanwhile, had made good his escape. Panting heavily and drenched with perspiration, he found his friends, who were curious about his plight and inquired the reason for his fright. He replied, "Do not inquire further. I am lucky to be here, alive and breathing. Everyone says, Nimai Pandita is very, very saintly, but today, when I visited him, I found him chanting Gopi. Gopi. He's chanting only these names, night and day. So I told him, what are you doing? Oh, Lord man, you should chant Krishna, Krishna.
Yeah, you see, the student community wants to instruct the ecstatic personality. It's like you see, the obstacle is always there. They think some intellectual understanding about what they know. They don't know these subtle things about the ecstatic potency, and that the devotees know, because so then they want to instruct them, and that's the offense, creates offense between them. They're not the idea is submission. So if you want to move to the next platform of devotional service, you have to understand it's by being submissive to the ecstatic devotees. That's why he took sannyas, to start to get some this submission going with the student community. They say, oh, he's following the rules and regulations, really well and all that. And so they became more accepting of his association. So that's how he played it. And then a lot of these Brahmins were against against Nityananda, because he didn't go and play that game. Because that's all it is. It was a game to the Lord, to so that these people would become a little more favorable towards him, the student community. But on the there's no duty for the ecstatic devotee other than to worship the Lord with loving ecstasy. They don't have to do it your way, or a certain way, or this way or that way, or the way the acharyas say you're supposed to do it even. Like the acharyas say you're supposed to chant Hare Krishna like this, like with the Hare first and then Krishna. And then some in some sampradayas or teachers, and they say, no, you need to chant Ram first. You start Ram, Krishna, Ram, and then they have these fights. But this is all, when a devotee attains ecstatic devotion, they follow their heart, and just to taste the name and ecstasy awakens. That's all that's required. That's the pleasure of the Lord. You've attained the pleasing God. That's what He likes. Is his devotion, that devotional potency is the only thing He really likes. Everything else is external to Him. So devotees who attain the devotional potency, you can't tell them what to do or teach them something. You're still trying to attain it, and this is what the Vaidhi Bhaktas don't understand, and why it's so hard for them simply to attain the next platform of devotional service is just because they're not submissive to those who represent it in this world. But those who do become submissive for whatever reason or non-reason, they begin to advance on the ecstatic platform. And those who are proud, of they thinking they know all about Krishna consciousness, they stay where they are.
Yeah.
Proud scholars, and they die proud scholars. Anyway, that's their evolution. The Lord's trying to show his pastimes for anybody who has the right intelligence, how to advance. Otherwise, even these gurus, they will die on the level of external bhakti, simply because they haven't accepted this ecstatic path, because this is the root from where it grows. Our Sangha is the root from the ecstatic potency going to grow in this world. I haven't seen it. I mean, I was in the Narayan Raj group. I didn't see this root there. That's why it wasn't growing. People can fool themselves and others and everything, but this ecstatic potency is only growing here. What you read about, what we're reading there is here. But what I'm reading was not there in that Sangha or in ISKCON or in Gaudiya Math or in the Radhakund Babajis. What I'm reading, wasn't there, but it's here. See? So it shows first of all, the rarity of it and the exclusivity of it. And that how you're going to get it is you got to come here to get it. Just like everybody had to go to Lord Chaitanya or his devotees, his real devotees, not the ones who are faking it, even though they thought, no, we're not faking it. But it doesn't matter. You could think, oh, no, we're doing the real thing. But if you're not doing the real thing, you're not doing the real thing.
And you hear it on the preaching. And if nothing is happening, if the root is not growing, if there are no sprouts, no disciples who get this prem, then you see that it's not a real thing.
It's not the real thing. That's what I learned. Like the Narayan Raj is the one that everybody's trying to tout that, oh, you see, he was at this is it, purebhakti.com. And I was there a year and a half, and I'm looking at all his advanced disciples, and they're nice. Oh, they're nice devotees. They follow the rules and they do austerities and everything. But this ecstatic devotion was not there, not even in the highest ones. I was amazed, actually. But people are fooled. They don't know what it is. It's been 550 years, and look at the acharyas. They've been hiding it. Even the ones who had it. I know Prabhupada had it, Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod. I know they had, but they're hiding it. So nobody still does it. How are anybody going to know? Nobody's fluffing it out until now. You see why Prabhupada was very happy to give this order. Okay, now make it clear. What is this bhakti that the Lord brought? See, so we're actually doing that. And otherwise, nobody knows. It'll be a secret that goes to everybody's grave. It went to the grave of Bhakti Siddhanta, Bhakti Vinod, and Prabhupada, because they didn't show a lot of it. So... but it didn't go to the grave with Lord Chaitanya's associates. They taught about it. They showed it. They exhibited it. They relished it. They showed the world how beautiful it is to worship God like this. Yeah, and there's always some controversies and misunderstandings, but that's part of it. What are you going to do? If you're not a little bit wild in demonstrating these things, nobody will ever know. Yeah. So that's kind of, that's why that's going on, and why this is going on here is, to show how more and more clearly what is this potency Lord Chaitanya brought to the world, and because it's brought to the world again, then this is where you pick it up. You ready to pick it up or not? That's the bottom line. You don't. Because look, people saying, it doesn't matter how much you say, oh, this is purebhakti.com, or he was the most illustrious guru and all that stuff. The bottom line is, where can we pick up this ecstatic devotion? Where can we awaken this in ourselves? And that's here, because it's working. You can see, it's blessed by, it's truly blessed by the Parampara and Krishna. If it wasn't, it wouldn't work. Like it didn't work in those groups I just mentioned. See, it wasn't blessed. It wasn't authorized.
No. not empowered.
Could you imagine if people really get wind of this and start saying, my God, this is where it is, and they start glorifying what we're doing here, and not for our benefit, for their benefit, so that you can also partake of this taste, this glorious gift of Lord Chaitanya now coming through the devotees in our Sangha. Otherwise, it's going to pass you right by, and you'll die without it. You'll just be in a Vaidhi Bhakti, rules, regulations, all that. Or the people who leave it. It shows you, even though you get a wind of it, a little taste of it, if it's not strongly rooted, you could get bewildered, by your old habits. You just go and leave it, go back to, to this dry path of Vaidhi. And you do the same thing as that Brahmin did. You start instructing the ecstatic devotees, like Meena, oh, Gohar, you're not doing the right thing. Or what's her name, Christina? Oh, Gohar, you're not doing the right thing. You're not, you're not right. You're not a real teacher. Mahavirya, same thing. You see, they always come back to instructing the ecstatic devotees to show that they're on the wrong path. See, ecstatic devotees can see all these things. It's like we're on top of the mountain looking, and they're blinded. It's like a mountain right in front of their vision, and they can't see what's plainly obvious.
They cannot see it.
They cannot see it.
No.
But anyway, we just go on, and that's how it's become seen. That's why the Lord just went on with his program. He didn't stop.
Never stops.
No. Yeah.
No, I remember there was a girl, she told me she felt Krishna in her heart, and it was so powerful, and she thought it was so overwhelming. She never knew that feeling, and she thought, am I dying or something? It was so extremely overwhelming, and she was talking about it, and she spoke about it to one of the priests, and he said, this is something. So she said, I want to experience this again. And he told her, this is something you can never desire to have again. This is just what you, this is not your uricht, you cannot desire this. It's not for us. It's too beautiful. This is not really, chastise her.
Mm-hmm.
Not your right. Not your right to desire this.
Yeah. You see, this is, everybody's unclear, afraid. So so this is how we do it here. Yeah. I don't know what Karuna's doing over there, but a lot of times, just don't pay it any mind. A lot of the stuff that's going, I think he just wants attention or something. I don't know.
Of course, he wants attention.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like also like when I'm looking at him, it's like I don't know where he is. He doesn't know where he is. I don't know where he is. I don't like it. So I like to Karuna and anybody else. Just know where you're at, man, and communicate that so people can be clear. Otherwise, don't know. I don't know where you're at, man. It's like it's like you're hiding or something, hiding from yourself, hiding from others, and then you're doing all these things to get attention. And I don't know, man. I think if you get this, you just communicate what you are so people can know you and get you. Instead of doing weird, it's like a maze, going in a maze in your mind. As I'm looking at your face, and you say, where is the guy at? I don't know. What's going on? Try to figure out what's going on in your consciousness, and present authentically who you are, and it'll be better. Otherwise, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look at that. I just want to sit here and chant Hare Krishna and communicate with God. Is that what you want to do? Or what are you doing? What's it? You want everybody to look at you or give you some kind of negative attention or something? And
Attention.
So just be honest more, and straight. So I don't know. Krishna will help you. Hopefully, if that's what you want. But to constantly to like do things to get attention over there and all this, I mean, I'm tired of it personally. So that's why I don't look at all these comments and everything. So everybody else, don't be distracted by this. That's his issue to try and figure out who he is or whatever it is. Okay, so Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm having a little trouble getting ecstatic today. I don't know what it is. It's like it's like I think I woke up late for something. I don't know what the heck happened. I woke up like 4:30. To me, that's late.
Maybe.
Yeah. Always trying to figure out what is it.
But the Gopi hour.
It's the Gopi hour or something. It shouldn't be a problem, but who knows? Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Actually, maybe I'll read a little Bhagavatam or something here.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's try different things. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bhagavad Purana, General History, the new library. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. King Chitraketu's Lamentation. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 14, what is this canto? Canto 6. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada. King Parikshit inquired from Shukadev Goswami, O learned Brahmin, demons are generally sinful, being obsessed with the modes of passion and ignorance. How then could Vitusura have attained such exalted love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Good question. The demigods situated in the mode of goodness and great saints cleansed of the dirt of material enjoyment hardly ever render pure devotional service to the lotus feet of Mukunda. Therefore, how could Vitusura become such a great devotee? Now, this is, demigods situated in the mode of goodness and great saints cleansed of the dirt of material enjoyment hardly ever render pure devotional service to the Lord. And see, this is why the Lord is giving this gift. People are trying to they're trying to attain pure devotional service at some later point because they're trying to get cleansed of the dirt and everything. But the Lord had a great miracle he wanted to do, is awaken this in unqualified people and cleanse the dirt simply by the path of ecstatic devotion. It's marvelous. It's like amazing. See? So usually people are trying to strive to attain this lofty goal of love of Godhead and doing austerities and renunciations and everything. And after many, many lifetimes, or when they had extended lifetime, you could do austerities for 60,000 years or something. And then maybe you get something. But Lord Chaitanya in Kali Yuga, this is why it's a marvelous Kali Yuga. That he just simply by being submissive to the ecstatic devotees, because they're the root that this all grows. We're entrusted with this ability, this miracle to pass this on to others. It's literally a miracle. People, hardly doing all these austerities to cleanse themselves of all the dirt, hardly get this gift. You see why it was a gift? Literally. That's why, ultimately, when people understand this point, that's why it's so, in all these movements, like the Narayan Raj group is a good example. See, they still also think that it's by austerities and renunciations and coming to anartha nivritti and cleansing yourself of the material dirt, then you're going to get it after many lifetimes. See? I was always amazed. Why can't they see it now? Why can't they see this is the way the Lord was working? Nobody sees it. They're seeing something else because you have to be a recipient of this mercy. Otherwise, nobody knows. You have no relationship with it. You have to be able to relate to this. And say, oh yeah, that's right. This is how it works. It's working like this in my life. Well, this is wonderful nectar. Look at that. Look at this ecstatic devotion. I just love to be close to Krishna. This is closeness with God. Is this tasting his name because his name is full of this truth and prema. Yeah. It's interesting how the Bhagavatam can give you great perspective. You read these verses and you say, oh yeah, see how it relates to the how it was and how it is now and all this, learn many things. So in this material world, there are many living entities as atoms. Among these living entities, a very few are human beings. And among them, few are interested in following religious principles. Another hurdle, the Lord thought, look at this. Out of all these zillions of little atoms floating around, hardly anybody's interested in religious principles. So what do we do? They're not even interested in trying to cleanse the dirt from them. See? So he had to attract them. Just like we have to attract them. People have to see, like, I noticed with Janaki and I on the street, people are really changing. Yeah, unbelievable. Literally, like, they go from night and day, like from complete zombified to like, wow, what a great party going on. And they're getting it, jumping, dancing, just regular mask, no mask, doesn't matter. It's like they're see that even that kind of submissiveness helps a lot. It's like, see, that's how easy it could be. You just kind of go into the, just by being open and favorable to ecstatic chanting and of devotees, you're just lifted. The Lord is like, please, oh wow, you like this, and you're lifted automatically. It shows you it's a gift. It's just lifted, up out of your misery. And Janaki said when she was walking back, she noticed, she says, and then when she stopped chanting, everybody goes back into their shell. So she was thinking, I got to go back again because I don't want to see that. And we went out again. Then it started raining, This is Indra, man. I don't know why he's giving us a problem, What is he, envious of the Sankirtan movement or something?
I just noticed he's jealous.
Look at those guys having a good time there. Yeah, I'm up here in heaven, with all, and then they're out there doing the real work. Yeah, because he can't come here, he can't do this. He's stuck in heaven, man, with his followers. Yeah. Yeah, so among them, few are interested in religious principles. So the Lord has made it very easily. How about following this religious principle? Let's just have a good time chanting. Let's chant the holy names together with devotees. And that makes it pretty easy. Turn the camera on every day. Okay? Because otherwise you get these people, I tell you, they go and they try for a while, and then they just, in this Kali Yuga, they end up, they can't do it. They just, it becomes too hard. I remember I was talking to the Narayan Maharaj, sannyasis, the one who've been around a long time. And they said, he said secretly, there's 500 people who came here before. He says, they all left. It's just too hard. They just, because he was rules, regulations, everything. He only softened up when the ISKCON devotees came later, and then he inspired people to back. But that's not. This is it, man. This is where everybody should be looking now. Is to get this gift of this ecstatic devotion. It just be, taken out. That's the best we can do in this world, is to inspire people just to associate with ecstatic devotees, because it's the root that this ecstatic devotion is going to grow, that Lord Chaitanya brought here. Otherwise, it'll disappear for another 500 years if it's not accepted. Right? I mean, didn't it it disappeared. It became in obscurity. We just, until the devotee comes and starts reviving it again. Yeah. So, O best of the Brahmins, Shukadev Goswami, out of many persons who follow religious principles, only a few desire liberation from the material world. Among many who desire liberation, one may actually achieve liberation. Giving up material attachment into society, friendship, and love, and country, and home, and wife, and children. And see, among thousands who desire that, one may actually achieve liberation. Can you imagine trying to do that on your own, to give up society, your children, your husband, your wife? That's what they teach. In Vaishnavism, that's the path you must do. Ultimately, ultimately you must renounce all of that. But see, the thing is, you can't do it really practically in this Kali Yuga, or any yuga is really hard.
You're not empowered enough. You're not empowered to do that. It's artificial if you do that on your own.
Yeah, it's dry renunciation, and it's just, especially now in Kali Yuga, it's not going to happen. Right, people are scrambling, trying to do it in some other way. It's always the narrow gate, like Jesus. The narrow gate is the devotee, with the gift. He had a gift, the Holy Spirit. And those who surrendered and accepted, ultimately, took generations for some people. Who knows? Those who accept him now, maybe they were crucifying him before. It takes time. But whoever accepts, they just kind of keep it going. So among many thousands of liberated persons, one can understand the true meaning of liberation is very rare. See, that's another thing. A lot of people, they think liberation is just to be liberated, to be free of identifying with your story in the world, this conditioning that we have. They know that, we're spirits, but so we need to be free of that story. But they don't know the true purpose of being free of that story. See, the true purpose is to go into the story of Vrindavan. See, it's not like, the shadow is a story, right? It's a shadow of the truth. That's why there's a story there, because it's a shadow. See, but that story is not just meant, well, if we just get liberated from the story and then we just become one with God and become God, or whatever speculating we're doing. No, it's to go into the story of Vrindavan, where we have our real family. We have real friends, real family members. And Krishna is our Lord and most intimate family member. that we can relate to, that we can call, we can play with and talk to. And he enjoys this relationship, and we enjoy this relationship. So that's the truth. Who knows this? See, only if you come in contact with the parampara and start and getting closer by ultimately getting close to the devotees who are the root from where you really get it. You start to get in it, in your relationship with the Lord. So, O great sage, among many millions who are liberated. Actually, let's see, who am I here? Let's see, Lilita, why don't you read there a little bit there? Can you see where I'm at? There you go. You read.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. O great sage, among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful, they are extremely rare.
Yeah, read that again.
Yeah. O great sage, among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare.
Because what the devotee's looking for, what everybody's looking for, is this relationship. Now you found peaceful. Otherwise, there's always going to be like you didn't quite get it. Fully peaceful, real peace. I found home. When you find home, you can relax. Nothing,
Peace with
nowhere to
Jesus.
go. Yeah, no other path you have to follow. It's not every day you got to strive, to do these things to achieve that association. Now you've got peace in that. You have this relationship established, and it's forever. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya came to us to hand it to us. So the devotees who have gotten it handed to, they hand it to others. Yeah, that's it. There's no other practical way to get it.
Vritrashura. He was situated in a blazing fire of battle, and he was an infamous, sinful demon, always engaged in giving troubles and anxieties to others. How could such a demon become so greatly Krishna conscious?
Yeah, and that's another thing is you got to see that the Lord has His servants in various places. You'd be surprised, and that's why I kind of threw out the word like, hey, if any demons want to come, you can. Maybe you're, who knows what you were in your last life. Maybe you're just fulfilling the Lord's purpose. Actually, there's no maybe about it. I wouldn't be surprised if George Soros didn't show up on our doors, or Charles Schwab. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Oh, very good. This is a new world order we've been really thinking about. Yeah, because that everybody, the Lord is working in mysterious ways is really true. And only His devotees understand something of His mentality because He's ecstatic. He's showing us what He is, what He likes, and the philosophy. It makes us aware of all these things. Otherwise, nobody would know. We can't know on our own. That's why we have to have His ecstatic potency. What allows Him to be known. That's why He said, Radha knows me more than anybody because of that ecstasy, that devotion. That happiness she feels is more than anybody because of the depth of that bhakti. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
My dear Lord, Sukadeva Goswami, although Vrishashura was a sinful demon, he showed the prowess of a most exalted Kshatriya and is satisfied Lord Indra in battle. How could such a demon be a great devotee of Lord Krishna? These contradictions have caused me great doubt, and they have made me eager to hear of this from you. Sri Sutta Goswami said, after hearing Maharaj Pariksa's very intelligent question, Sukadeva Goswami, the most powerful sage, he began answering his disciple with great affection. Sri
Yeah,
Sukadeva,
unless you hear from a devotee that knows these things because of revelation, because of their closeness with the Lord, you can't know. You can't figure it out intellectually or by your study. Yeah, only you can't understand anything that unless it's revealed to you by the devotees who are very close, intimately, ecstatically with God. It's the only practical path to this is that submission is and so however long it takes to get there, whether it's 1 year, one lifetime, or 10 lifetimes. That's why, as Krishna says, after many, many lifetimes, one in knowledge finally surrenders to me. And the way that shows up is they think directly to the Lord. Finally, sir, no, to his devotee. That's the way the Lord comes to you. Even he came as a devotee to deliver people, as Lord Chaitanya. See, and so his servants, you come surrendering, proof that you're surrendering, you're understanding this path of surrender. You see, the Lord has come as this empowered guru. They're Satchidananda empowered in this world. They're here to deliver me. Deliver me what? Krishna, the real Krishna. See, so however long it takes to get there, and then when you're there and you're in that submissive need, everything comes just like a gift, one gift after another. Yeah. See, practical surrender, what it really means, nobody knows. You have to be really close with God to know these things.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's the scriptures tell you, it says the Lord comes as the spiritual master, as the devotee of the Lord to deliver the world, to deliver people, to deliver his real devotees. Yeah. That's simple, it's really amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
It
Go ahead.
goes very slowly. You can't surrender in 1 to 3. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
problem.
It's a process. Yeah.
Sri Sukadeva Goswami, he said, O king, I shall speak to you the same history I have heard from the mouths of Vyasadeva, Narada, and Devala. Please listen with attention.
So Freddie asked a good question. Then why didn't they say, Lord say, finally you'll surrender to my devotee? Well, he's saying that all the time. Those, so many ways. See? He said, those who are my direct devotees are not my devotees. Those who are the devotees of my devotees are my real devotees. So what's he saying? See, you just got to understand the language. You got to understand how it all fits. When you're ready to be delivered, chapter 1, Adi Lila, you'll understand that chapter. The Lord comes as, see, not only through, he comes as the spiritual master. See, he comes as the spiritual master. What does that mean? As the spiritual master to deliver the devotee. Are you, and those who are being delivered, you know this. You see it. You experience this. You teach this. You become this. You become that kind of guru to deliver others. If they don't come to you, they will not be delivered. See, you went in the door, you become the shepherd. You become just like Jesus was, started there. Just like Lord Chaitanya was, and Nityananda started there. See? So the Lord passes that ability, that glory, that truth on into the hands of his devotees. That's how it's kept alive. If this preaching stops of what's really in the books, then this process stops until it's revived again. That's how the disciplic line is broken.
Yeah.
See, our line is broken in that sense. It's not. That's not the line. Well, you think the line is Narayan Raj? No, where it is. The line is the line, man. The line is not ISKCON. No, we have the books, we have the wonderful books and everything, but the line is the living devotee, keeps it alive. Otherwise, there's no life. You see how the life is, they take it out of it. It's something else. The life is this ecstatic devotion. I mean, we just read all of this glory, ecstatic devotion, ecstatic. Where is it? Oh, well, that's not our line. Oh, I see. Well, then it's not the real line. This is. This is the life of the devotees here. What could you imagine if there was no ecstatic devotion here? I'd be gone. You'd be gone. Nobody'd be here. See, because we're fed by the true mercy of Lord Chaitanya, which is this. These revelations, these realizations, the truth about Krishna, and yeah, go ahead.
O King Pariksit, in the province of Surasena there was a king named Chitraketu who ruled the entire earth. During his reign, the earth produced all the necessities of life. And this Chitraketu had 10 million wives. But although he was capable of producing children, he did not receive a child from any of them.
10
By
million.
chance,
Oh my God.
by chance, all the wives were barren. Barren. Chitraketu, the husband of of these millions of wives, he was endowed with a beautiful form, magnanimity, and youth. He was born in a high family. He had a complete education and he was wealthy and opulent. Nevertheless, in spite of being endowed with all these assets, he was full of anxiety because, because he didn't have a son. His queens all had beautiful faces and attractive eyes, yet neither his opulences, his hundreds and thousands of queens, nor the lands of which he was the supreme proprietor were sources of happiness for him. Once upon a time, when the powerful sage named Anjira was traveling all over the universe without engagement by
Yeah,
his
see, sources of happiness for him were his lands and everything. It's like Jesus said, where your treasure is, there's your heart also. What is your source of happiness? See, this is the thing, and the Lord came to show, to say, to give this gift, and people see, wow, this is the source of my happiness, this ecstatic worship. Yeah. What is the source of ISKCON devotees' source of happiness? Usually it's regulation, it's fire sacrifices. It's the source of their happiness. See? But it's not really eternal happiness. These are external fire, ceremonies, rituals, and all using stuff fire, fire is from the world, it's worldly. See? So this ecstatic devotion, see, this is, see, when you find that this is your treasure, this is your, and then that's all you need. This is you can just chant the holy name, and it's your source of your happiness. See, the Lord wants to show us, because naturally we all are like this. We just don't know that this is the source of our real happiness, is actually Krishna's happiness. This ecstatic worship is Krishna's happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just don't know it. And so they're looking out for something else, as for, and it's like they think, oh, this is going to make me happy, and it doesn't. And they think, well, maybe I need more of this. And then they get more of it. It's still done. And then they need more, and then more. And it goes on forever. Hiranyakashipu took over the whole universe. He still wasn't happy. See? This is the same thing. Bill Gates and all these guys, they'll still not be happy controlling everybody and everything. They'll thought, well, I thought I was going to be fully happy and satisfied. But they won't. Because it's not until you get this ecstatic love of God, you won't be fully satisfied. See? And then you always want more of this. See, this. This is the gold, this is the treasure.
Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once upon a time, when the powerful sage named Angira was traveling all over the universe without engagement, by his sweet will he came to the palace of King Chitraketu. Chitraketu, immediately he stood up from his throne and he offered him worship. He offered drinking water and eatables, and in this way performed his duty as a host to a great guest. When the Sri was seated very comfortably, the king, restraining his mind and senses, he sat on the ground at the side of the Sri feet. O King Pariksit, when Chitraketu, bent low in humility, was seated at the lotus feet of the great sage, the sage congratulated him for his humility and hospitality. The sage addressed him in the following words. The great sage, Angira, he said, my dear king, I hope that your body and mind and your royal associates and paraphernalia are well. When the 7 properties of material nature, the total material energy, the ego, and the 5 objects of sense gratification are in proper order, the living entity within the material elements is happy. Without these 7 elements, one cannot exist. Similarly, a king is always protected by 7 elements. His instructor, Swami or Guru, his ministers, first his instructor, his guru, his ministers, his kingdom, his fort, his treasury, his royal order, and his friends. O King, O Lord of humanity, when a king directly depends upon his associates and follows their instructions, he is happy. Similarly, when his associates offer their gifts and activities to the king and follow his orders, they are also happy. O king, are your wives, your citizens, your secretaries and servants, and the merchants who sell spices and oil under your control? Are you also in full control of ministers, the inhabitants of your palace, your provincial governance, your sons, and your other dependents? If the king's mind is fully controlled, all his family members and governmental officers are subordinate to him. His provincial governance present taxes on time without resistance, and what to speak of lesser servants. O King Chitraketu, I can absorb that your mind is not pleased. You seem not to have achieved your desired goal. Is this because of you yourself, or has it been caused by others? Your pale face reflects your deep anxiety. Sukadeva Goswami said, O King Pariksit, although the great sage Anjira knew everything, he inquired from the king in this way. And thus King Chitraketu, desiring a son, bent low in great humility, and he spoke to the great sage as follows.
Yeah, this is, if you think, this is what a king has to, to muster up to reign and to be somewhat happy in the world. So many things, all external. You need external treasure. You need a lot of money. You need people, friends to help you in getting what you want. All these things, and everything is always, not perfect. See, so you never achieve peace. You never achieve peace until your treasury is the Lord Himself. See, and then your friends, everything comes from that. Everything organically arranged, and you get real friends, people to help you, and you help them, and everybody is satisfied. Otherwise, that's otherwise it's this big external thing, and this is what this breaks, ultimately breaks the spirit of the soul, to try and do everything artificially, externally. It's so hard, but the Lord wants to help. You see, when you have it's like you become whole, because you have the Lord. He's your treasury. This relationship, these loving relations, empowers you and empowers others. It's all where it's going. Yeah. I think I want to stop for a while. Come back a little bit later, try again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody, thank you for coming. And yeah. Oops. What happened here?